Assalamu alaikum, folks. I am Yusef and I have been gone for forever. And this is an episode of InQueeries.
Long hill, red bottoms. Long hill, red bottom. Long hill, red bottom. Long hill, red bottom. Step, 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 step in your step, 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 step in your long hill.
So, welcome back, my beautiful people. All of the peace and the wonderful blessings, and a Ramadan Kareem to you, if you are Muslim. And if you're not, well, I love your face. It's okay. Before we start, let me just apologize for being gone for so long and stuff. See, what happened was, actually, just in between things getting crazy, like stress and bills and doctor's appointments. I'm putting up a video soon on personal channel about what that entails and kind of what my life has been like for a little bit. And yeah, in between doctor's appointments and people going crazy and people moving and school stuff and Trayvon Martin, crazy things. I have been equally stressed and equally exhausted because when you don't eat during the day, it gets to you. But I'm sorry that I was gone. And that is my fault. And so I apologize from my heart place to your face. Yeah, besides that. Also, would like to apologize. Last video, I used some ableist language that my friend pointed out to me and called me out on and made sure to keep me in check, which I appreciate. I invite all of our subscribers and all of our viewers and all folks to, if we ever step out of line, please call us on it. Keep us in check, because as much as we try, we are human beings, and human beings suck a lot of the time. So, in order to keep us from not sucking, also if there's a weird noise in the background, it's a fan, to keep us from not sucking, I ask that you call us out on things that you see. I would really like to thank her. I definitely used language that was inappropriate, and if anyone was offended by it, you know what, I understand. I'm truly sorry, and if you unsubscribed, by all means, you have the right to, because, yeah, that was not cute, and things I should not do. So I'm trying to keep and be better about that. This week, we are talking about passing, and what that entails. And some folks might think that passing only comes to, like, gender or sexuality, whether someone can pass as their identified gender or if someone can pass as being heterosexual, because that is a norm. Nope, there's different kinds of passing depending on what you want to go with, and since it is Ramadan, I wanted to talk about Christian or non-religious passing. What is Christian passing? What is non-religious passing? Well, person who is not me who asked that question, it's actually very simple. Christian privilege is a thing. Let me say that one more time. Christian privilege is a thing. Now, to help you understand that, what I mean by, like, in America, the majority of the religious right goes to Christians. You can make Christian jokes, and they're okay, because no one takes it that seriously. However, if a Muslim is oversensitive about a joke, then things get awkward. Yeah. In most of the spaces that I visit, I don't automatically just, like, pop up out of nowhere wearing a kufi, and I don't necessarily rock the typical Muslim beard, even though I want to get there someday. And I don't wear a sharwal, and I don't go around just, like, showing everyone my pocket Quran. These exist. I don't go around doing that, and that's because I know that if I go into certain spaces bringing that with me, I could end up in a lot of trouble with racist commentary, which is weird because, like, religion and Islam, they're not a race, but for some reason this is one of the religions that's lumped in with culture so frequently. Like, Catholicism isn't necessarily lumped in with culture, as seeing as there's so many different nationalities that belong to Catholicism. The teachings of Cathol, that's an Eddie Izzard joke, but so many different nationalities are compounded with that, it's very hard to, like, not see what's actual Catholicism. Whereas Islam, a lot of it is really cultural, like, based in a certain group of cultures. So, for example, I'm Venezuelan. Yay! I'm Spanish. I'm Venezuelan, I'm Colombian, my family does come from parts of Spain, my family also comes from parts of Italy, and some of my family comes from the islands in Venezuela. And those islands are full of Middle Eastern immigrants, and descendants of Middle Eastern immigrants. Because when the Spanish were like, boo, you Moors, get out of Spain, they went there. And that's how you end up with Arab names for Spanish people. When I go into spaces, people don't necessarily assume that I'm Muslim, and then when I talk about God, the first assumption they make is that I'm Christian. And I'm not. I mean, granted, way, way long ago in baby Yusef's years, I was Christian. I actually went to a private Christian school, not gonna say the name, school, and it sucked. And it's not that the school sucked, it's that people who went there sucked. Ugh, personal feelings. So, Christian privilege is a thing. When you go into spaces, people will automatically assume that you're Christian if you're godly at all. Non-religious passing is where you can go through spaces without anyone assuming that you're religious at all. For example, I'm a Muslim, but I drink. I am of age. I'm 22 years old. But, obviously, that is weird for a lot of people because Muslims, the Quran forbids the imbibing of alcohol. I am not the world's greatest Muslim, in all honesty. I am probably really terrible among all of the Muslims I know, and I'm flawed. And I admit that. I am not a great example. Don't look to me for that, but it's definitely a part of my identity, and I try to worship as honestly and as honestly and as wholeheartedly as I can. So it sucks to kind of like go into spaces and then have that not be acknowledged as a thing, unless I'm wearing a kufi. And for those of you that don't know, a kufi looks like this. This is what a kufi looks like. It's a skull cap. And it's very similar to a yarmulke, or a kippah, as my Jewish friends would say. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, please feel free to correct me. Jews and Muslims were like this. Super mega bros. Jews do not hate Muslims. That's not a thing. So at the end of the day, I think when we talk about passing, we don't realize that some forms of passing are just there. Like, I can walk into some spaces and pass as a Christian, sure, until someone asks me specifically whether I am one. And whether I'm happy with that, I don't really know. I think a good example of what Christian privilege looked like is this story. So I work at a hotel. I have one coworker whom I severely dislike. And this is why. So, if any of you are not Muslim or aren't familiar with some of the traditions that we hold, or at least one of our tenets is modesty and cleanliness, and what I mean by that is when we go into the bathroom, we use water to clean up after ourselves. Yes, after using the bathroom, I will wash myself with water. I have a bottle in the bathroom I use specifically for this that says, do not throw away, because it is a bathroom bottle. I kept a bottle in the bathroom behind the toilet out of sight, but my boss is like, guests might still be able to see it, so just put it in one of the cabinets out of sight. And that was fine. We had regular discussion, I told her what it was about, and we were done. But this guy saw the bottle and kept putting it behind the front desk, or kept trying to throw it away, and then finally when I was just like, hey look, this is what it's for, he looks at me and laughs and says, what? Is it holy water? Now, if you don't understand why that's offensive, I need you to do a cartwheel and reevaluate why that's fucked up. From that moment on, he and I were not friendly at work, and to this day I am very uncomfortable working with him. But it's things like that that we don't realize is an act of privilege. And because he just assumed. Anyway, sorry to end it on a sour note. After the credits, we'll have some announcements. Anywho. So until I see you next time, I'm sorry this was a little bit sad and a little bit rushed, but I promise to do better and to come back every week like we're supposed to. My bad, guys. We're also working on getting some new people for you. After the credits, there's going to be some announcements about that. So I love you all. Have Ramadan Kareem to my brothers and sisters and siblings who do not identify with either one of those. And I will see you next time. This has been your episode of InQueeries. My name is Yusef, and I love your faces.
What you waiting on, girl? Time is money. Getting work, doing room on the floor. I'm a busy, she won't let go. So I put a number in my phone, get her all alone, and then she go.
Oh my God, you're so hot. Oh my God, you're so hot. Oh my God, you're so hot. Oh my God, you're so hot.
Oh my God, you think I'm hot back in high school?
So, beautiful announcements. We will be having auditions for the next month on InQueeries. In other words, if you or one of your friends or one of your friends' friends or one of your friends' cousins, boyfriends, sisters, dogs, father-in-law want to partake in the channel, please send us about anywhere from 2 to 5 minute either video to the email address or a video response to one of our videos for this week. If you want, you can specifically leave it on this one so that way we have it all in one place. And me and the folks at the channel will take a look at them and see which one of our favorites. Try to specify what day of the week would work best for you. We're trying to set up a permanent schedule so it makes it easier for you guys to watch us and to follow. Other than that, just in the video, what to include, just a little bit about yourself, where you're coming from, any identities or intersectionalities in those identities you find. If you don't know the terminology, totally fine. Talk about that. Let us know where you're coming from. Let us know where you're at, because that's really what matters. And on that, we'll try to get the social networking up very, very soon. Working on that. And yeah, so have an excellent Tuesday. If it's still is it still Tuesday when I post this? I don't even. What day is it anymore? I'm just tired. Sorry about that. Anywho, have a hat, and I will see you next time.